You read, right? I want to talk about an interactive novel that I really enjoyed recently. It's kind of a prerequisite. Tell you what, I'll put something on the screen, and if you can read it, then we're good to go. Sound good? Okay, here it is. Hey, you're still here, so we must be good. Awesome. So, here we go. Right? My first video, and it's centered on a game that no one's talking about in 2020. My name's Marty. Thank you so much for checking out WereHeart. Now let's do this. 428 Shibuya Scramble, made by the fine people over at Chunsoft and Abstraction, seems to be tucked away in niches within niches. You've got the interactive novel layer, then the intriguing thriller layer, and then you've got some incredibly unique presentation, photographs. What you've got here is a choose-your-own-adventure with every single visual presented as a photo. All of it is like this. They could have phoned this in and taken photos of actors and scenes separately. That would have been so easy. Instead, every single expression, exclamation, action, discussion, it was all photographed on an individual basis. Two characters having a chat in one location looks completely different from how they look having a talk elsewhere. And that one conversation will contain lots and lots and lots and lots of photos. No skimping here. Sure would be a letdown if the characters were dull and uninteresting. They're not. They're really, really not. You actually play as 5 different people all scrambling around Shibuya, which, by the way, 6-foot rule, guys, come on. Anyway, we've got Kano, a relatively new police detective somewhat desperate to prove himself. Achi, a thuggish-looking young adult who, by his own admission, ain't the sharpest tool in the... Oh, sorry. Jeez, got something stuck in my throat. Minorikawa, an incredibly hot-headed journalist. Osawa, a quiet, introspective pharmaceutical scientist. And Tama, the cat. What? Okay, yeah, I know. Tama's actually someone wearing a mascot costume, not just a cat. She winds up around this one guy, Yanagashita, a lot. I love this guy. Check the game out just for him. Comic relief at its finest. And how do these main characters relate to one another? What do they even have to do with each other, you might be wondering? Well, it's kind of like, I really don't want to dig too deep into what I feel is such a great story. I guess the characters and their interactions are sort of like if you just spilled a bunch of board games right in the same place and then have to sort all the components back into the right boxes. But engaging and fun. Okay, yeah, I know I'm not going to get away with saying nothing about the story. Will a few bits from the early game be enough? Treat it like a snack before dinner, except it's tasteless, can't actually be consumed, and the coming dinner will take at least 25 hours to play. Eat, and you can't actually eat the dinner either. YouTube's hard. So you're introduced to, well, not you, you're not a character in the story. You know what I mean? Kano is first, a fresh police detective on his first big operation. This young lady, her name's Hitomi, her sister was kidnapped the night before, and whoever's behind it made some demands. Oodles of cash, like enough to buy at least 10 Nintendo Switches being scalped right now, in a briefcase to be hand-delivered by Hitomi at the statue of Hachiko. That's the dog statue behind her there. Kano's like, this is weird. Such an open place that's so easily monitored would have the suspect stand out like a punk with a trash bag. Get him, grab him, the ringleader, the mastermind. After an unbelievably successful interrogation, Kano blasts through the ranks, promotion after promotion. Or not. So this doesn't actually work out for Kano. He screwed up, and that's a game over. But there weren't any choices to make that could change the outcome. It just happened all on its own. And the reason for that is you have to switch over to playing the kid with the trash bag, Achi. Achi spends a lot of his time cleaning up the streets of Shibuya, and I don't mean it like he's taking out the trash. Well, I mean, he is picking up garbage. Like, he's out there cleaning up the streets, but he's not a cleaner, you know? Yeah, he's making the place less scummy, but it isn't like, you get it. Turns out he was much more rough and tumble up until recently, though. He founded a street gang with his friends, but he's no longer involved. Anyway, his route takes him to the Shibuya crossing, and he sees a young lady with a difficult-to-read expression on her face, lugging some heavy-looking briefcase. A nice young man like Achi ought to go and help her out, right? Halt! Cease! Desist! No, Achi, bad! We already know what'll happen. Instead, Achi ought to find somewhere to dispose of the trash bag he's carrying first. There we go. That did it. Not only will Achi's story continue, but Kano's will too. And before long, you'll be zipping around between all 5 characters, discovering how making a certain choice with one of them affects another, whether directly or indirectly. I absolutely love how the story progresses too. I'm a sucker for thrilling intrigue and being presented with mysteries to either solve or witness the solving of. There's so much here to keep someone like me hooked until the very end. I know, I've been nothing but positive about this game the whole time. I've got a pretty good reason not to bring up any issues I might have with it. It's kind of a sore spot for me. But I should try to be realistic, right? No game is perfect. Okay, so one thing I'm really not a fan of .
428 Shibuya Scramble is so interesting, so fun, so exciting. Bullcrap! That prissy YouTuber wannabe doesn't know a thing about video games. The name's Havoc, and I'm having Marty take a timeout. Any game he likes sucks, including this one. I mean, look at these stupid wastes of space. Oh, please click on me. I'm so full of redundant inane white meat. What is all this crap? I know what NHQ is. I know what a vaccine is. I don't care what Katsudan is. I just have to know what the writers put in this bit. Time-wasting garbage. It'd be like if we were going on about how Marty's such a giddy little powder puff, and then all of a sudden, I've got to interject with how powdered makeup was invented. And if you don't check all of it, you're gonna miss these bits that are required to complete the friggin' game. You'll get locked out from progression when things try to get interesting. What's gonna happen to this whiny lanky scrotum wig? Find out next time on 428 Screwed Up Scrap Heap. Better go find the right place to jump from, or you'll never find out what happens to these confused little losers. Do you even know who you play as in this game? Of course you don't. Anything that bleach-haired big nose tells you is wrong. Let me enlighten you. We've got Osawi, Sadman McBanana Bummer who's ready to lose it at the drop of a claw trimming. Baby Sneeze. Thinks he's tough, trying to rock a stupid moniker like Mean Clean. I'll show you Mean Clean. Loudmouth shouts a lot. He has no idea how much he gets on everyone's nerves. Take some responsibility and own it. Lunch. And Defective Cano Canner. Shut up. He's inept, confused, constantly breaks rules for his own benefit. Actually, what's his jurisdiction? Prime prowling location. Damn it. By the way, good luck trying to focus on the stupid story with these friggin' artifacting no-toes in the background. Look at this. Does anyone who worked on this game know how to use a camera? I could take better shots. Check this. Or I would be able to if I wasn't violently shaking due to overwhelming rage. Screw it. I mean full disrespect. Rampant havoc coming at you to ruin the whole plot. I'm spoiling the hell.
And believe you me, as much as I would love to ramble on about the story in detail, I don't want to spoil it for you. It's just too fantastic. When I can't help but gush, it means there was this real impact on me, you know? Like when I was 6, learning how to ride a bicycle, and I went shooting down a steep hill and collided with a chain link fence and completely blacked out. Impact. Come to think of it, I'm having like some sort of deja vu right now or something. Started recording, I've got the script there, mic's on. Did something just happen? Feels like a blank spot. Best not overthink it, right? 428 Shibuya Scramble. Great stuff, keeps you hooked. You make choices, you read stuff like this. I gotta go. Play the game. Tell your friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'll be uploading every month, so stay tuned. I'm also on Twitter at WereHeart Tweets and have a Between Videos podcast called Tales Out of Frame. Check the description below for the links. See you around. Oh, and I'm not a werewolf.